Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into another PBR Unleash the Beast recap here on US Cowboy. We are here for all 18 events of the season, previewing them, recapping them, and right now we're only through 4 events, so next week obviously we'll be through 5. That's what comes next there. But remember, the UTB season, a little shorter this year than it's been in the past, getting shorter and shorter to make more room for the team season and things like that, give these guys more time off from their now very, very busy schedules. But I say all of that to note the fact that after next week in Milwaukee, we will be over a quarter of the way through the Unleash the Beast season, which certainly feels like it just started. So, let's get into what happened in New York City. And on the heels of what happened in Chicago and Boston so far, Manchester too, but really, you kind of throw in Chicago and Boston, marquee cities in the United States. PBR Unleash the Beast Tour came in, and just like they did in TD Garden the week prior, sold out Madison Square Garden, an electric crowd, and for the second straight weekend, another electric show from the professional bull riders. And the most electric of them was Sage Kimzey. Probably his best showing in PBR competition since he won the World Finals in his first year here, but just unbelievable bull riding for Sage Kimzey. He goes wire to wire technically because he's 90 plus in round 1 to win round 1, and then goes all the way through and ends up winning the event in the finals. 92.05 points on Blake Sharp's Lights Out. It is the second consecutive weekend that the guy with the number 1 pick in the draft got the bull he wanted, entered perfect, won the short round, and remained perfect. And Sage, at the end of that ride, he gets flung right up in the chutes. He sticks to it like he's wearing one of those Velcro suits at a fair or something like that. Just sticks to the chutes. Marco Rizzo, John Crimmer going crazy back there, tapping him on the back. Sage is all smiles, and this is a 7-time PRCA world champion. This is one of the smartest, most humble, most well-spoken bull riders we have in our game, whether it's PRCA and PBR. So there's no better representative to take the mic and thank the Empire State for the show and for the energy that they brought to the event. Sage Kimzey, like I said, does just that. So 4 for 4 performance, 2 of those rides 90 plus. He had 35 event points coming in. He leaves with 217, 182 event points for Sage Kimzey for what he did in New York. He is now number 3 in the Unleash the Beast standings for the 2025-2026 season. At number 2 in the event, Julio Cesar Marquez, and it is the second consecutive week after Marco Rizzo finished runner-up to Brady Fielder in Boston. It is the second consecutive week that the Cowboy who finished number 2 in the event is now number 1 in the world. And so Sage Kimzey, to back it up a little bit, he just needed a qualified ride to win as the last Cowboy out in the championship round. The reason he did that, or the reason he needed that, is because Julio Cesar Marquez was 91.1 points, which was 1/10 better. It was the exact score he needed to best Clay Guiton and end up second overall in the event, which again, as I have mentioned, is where he finishes him there. 265.65, Guiton 265.55, his best finish of the year. Callum Miller 264.0 in 4th, and Leandro Zampala 264.3 in 5th. And so you want to talk about the 10th of a point system. I mean, look no further than 2 and 3 in the event right there. Cesar Marquez 265.65, Clay Guiton 265.55. Again, it comes down to literally a 10th of a point, and that is ultimately what is enough for Cesar Marquez to get to 236 points for the year. Marco Rizzo, 223.5. He is second. Sage Kimzey, 217. He is in third. It is Julio Cesar Marquez's second runner-up finish at a UTB event this season. He was also second in Manchester. He did not ride in Boston, but in Manchester, Chicago, and New York, he has made the short round at all three events he has competed in. So, that's a guy who's been to several events recently. Let's back up, though, to some guys making their return, making their season debut, and a lot of noteworthy returns and noteworthy season debuts. I mentioned earlier, Callum Miller. He finishes fourth overall, 264.70. He ended up leading after round two. So I guess I said earlier, Sage Kimzey went wire to wire. Not really the case. He won round one, ended up leading, entering the championship round. Callum Miller did take the lead after round two on Saturday. But I say all of that to note that Callum Miller is doing this 3 weeks after he fractured his jaw. So he comes back. He misses one event because of his fractured jaw. He only misses Boston. And not only does he come back, but he comes back and he goes 3 for 4, and he leads after round two. And when Kate asked him about it afterward, after his ride to take the lead in round two, he had a hilarious answer, to be honest. The most cowboy, the most bull riding answer you have ever heard in your life. And he said it's the same thing as having a sore finger. That's all. It's just an injury. Same thing as having a sore finger. You don't ride bulls with your jaw, which he is absolutely correct about. But again, gets his jaw wired shut, comes back 3 weeks later, rides 3 of 4 bulls, takes fourth in the event, and he is now in the top 10 in the world standings. Also a guy who got back in the mix, Court McFadden. He finishes 6th in the event. He's 3 for 4. It was his season debut. And just like that, he is number 17 in the Unleash the Beast standings. Jess Lockwood comes back. He only rides 1 bull, but the 1 bull he does ride wins him round 3. And he takes 28 event points to get to number 29 in the world. And so, tons of really impressive, whether it's season debuts, return from injuries, and now Callum Miller, Jess Lockwood, Court McFadden, all going to seemingly be a factor, health pending, for the rest of the UTB season. Really good to see Jess Lockwood in the mix. There's not won an event since 2020, but able to get that round 3 win, make the short round in his return to Unleash the Beast action. We saw him ride pretty well. He rode close to 50% for the Carolina Cowboys in kind of spot duty at the end of the year. He was in the playoffs. He rode a couple bulls in the playoffs on their way to a title. So I would not be shocked if we see Jess Lockwood fully return to form and win an event this season. Then, let's go all the way back to that short round. Because in that short round, more qualified rides than we have seen in any short round this season. They rode 5 in Boston. They rode 5 in Manchester. They rode 5 in Chicago. They rode 5 in Manchester. They rode just 1, only Brady Fielder with that 91.2 point ride last week in Boston. Then in New York, after they go 3 rounds, they go 1 more round. If they go 3 rounds to get there on that Sunday short round, 7 of 12, all 7 rides, 89 points or better. So Court McFadden was 89 points on the number and finished 7th in the round. Like I said, that is the most they have ridden in a year. Not only that, the most they'd ridden previously, like I said, was 5 bulls in a short round. That's how many 90-plus point rides there were on Sunday afternoon in New York City. So they rode 7, all 89 or better. 5 of them 90 or better. Clay Guiton over 91. Julio Cesar Marquez over 91. Sage Kimzey with his best career ride on UTB, 92.05. And so just what a showing. The bulls all marked 43 or better. And to revisit one more time, those 5, I repeat, 5 for emphasis, one final time, 90-plus point rides, there had been 1 short round ride of 90 or better in Chicago and Manchester. There's only 1 in Boston as well, the lone qualified ride. So Of the 11 qualified rides entering this weekend in the short round, 2 had been 90 points or better. This weekend, 7 qualified rides in the short round, 5 of 90 points or better. So we now have 18 qualified rides in the short round on the year, 7 of them 90 points or better. What a way to send off another terrific crowd in Madison Square Garden at the Mecca, at the world's most famous arena. And that's not just what bull riding is all about. It's not just what the PBR is all about, is going to a place where, frankly, they're trying to ban rodeo and ban Western sports event and put on a show for 10,000 plus of the world's best bull riders riding better than they have all season. But that's what sports are all about. I mean, man, Sage Kimzey, walk-off winner. All he needed was a qualified ride. Decided to make his best ever ride in UTB competition with 92 plus points after there had already been 4 90-point rides and 6 qualified rides in front of him. I mean, that's as good as it gets. That's a golfer stepping up and shooting 65 on Sunday. That's the Chicago Bears scoring 25 points in the fourth quarter to rally and beat their rival, the Packers. I mean, that is sports right there. And the more places we go to, like a Boston, like a Chicago, like a New York City, and put on shows like that, it is good for bull riding, it's good for the PBR, it is good for rodeo, it is good for Western sports. And as you can see, that's the kind of stuff that fires me up. And next week, we head into Milwaukee. We will preview that for you. As a Minnesota guy, I know it's Wisconsin, but that's the closest I'm going to get. That fires me up as well. We've got a Cinch World Toughest at the XL Energy Center. PBR Unleash the Beast at Pfizer Forum coming up, so my neck of the woods. The East Coast had their moments in PBR, my neck of the woods, getting their moments in both professional bull riding and PRCA rodeo. And as a reminder, we break down them both here. So we've got PBR every Monday, the recap. We'll have previews on Thursday. And then beginning next week, post Denver first weekend, post Odessa second weekend, No Huddle Rodeo returns next Wednesday. So plenty of stuff to bring you, whether it's PRCA, whether it's PBR. We've got it all covered on the US Cowboy YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends, follow us on all social, but we will be here for both the PBR and the PRCA all of 2026. We are excited to grow with you and have you along for the ride. So we will see you on Thursday to preview PBR Milwaukee. We will see you next Monday to recap PBR Milwaukee. We will see you next Wednesday for No Huddle Rodeo, Denver and Odessa. And we will see you next Thursday to then recap PBR Milwaukee. That is your upcoming schedule on US Cowboy. Take care. We'll see you then.